Alright YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Day after Thanksgiving. Hopefully everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I got a couple NBA picks coming your way in today's video. Obviously we're on the road, we got a makeshift setup. Hopefully the mic sounds okay. I'm probably talking really quiet, being respectful of those around me, but nonetheless we're getting the video out. But we're not doing what we normally do. I told you guys we're going to make some different types of videos and what we did for the last one as well. We're just going to go through our two favorite plays on the slate for today. We're not jumping in and going through the entire slate, so it's going to be a quicker video than normal, but nonetheless we're getting it out, grinding for you guys. It is coming out a little bit late. I am on the West Coast, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and jump into it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. I'm also throwing out two games that I do like potential for a same game parlay in, so we'll talk about my two favorite plays on the day and then those two games as well and why I like them to be same game parlay potential plays, and we'll post a YouTube shorts or something like that if we do end up jumping into that. But let's go ahead and start with game number one that I like. We're looking at Minnesota taking on the Kings. I like the under 229.5 in that. Now, if you go around and look at simulations of this game or predictions or models and all that, a lot of games are going to be saying over because Minnesota's been scoring a lot of points and so have the Kings. But the Kings offense has been slightly inconsistent. When you have a slightly inconsistent offense going up against this Minnesota defense, number one team in the league in terms of points per game, I don't like that recipe for an over. And I think that it does end up cashing the under here. I'm not saying that Minnesota wins because of their defense, but I do think that this is going to be a difficult offensive game for the Kings here. And plus, Minnesota here 3-4 on the over-unders at home, right, this season, so they've cashed more unders than they have overs at home. And then Sacramento, terrible at putting up points when it comes to on the road. In fact, their games overall, they're 3-6 to the over when it comes to their away games this season. So again, it really comes down to what we've seen inconsistently. A Pelicans defense that, yes, I'm not going to say they're a bad defense, I get it, but they're not the Minnesota Timberwolves, right? I almost said Minnesota Vikings. They're not them either. But this Pelicans team just made it very difficult, especially in game number one of that two-game series, right, against the Kings. They scored less than 100 points. Like, they made it very difficult for the Kings to score. And, you know, if you're going to give Domantas Sabonis trouble and stuff like that, like, this is going to be a tough Kings team to be able to consistently score points. Like, he is going to be their offense. Obviously, Fox is back, and I do like their team. I believe in the Kings long term, just not today to have a consistent scoring load. So if I have a score prediction for this game, we could see like a 115 to 110 type of a game, right? Like, yes, it's not a low scoring game. I'm not telling you that the Kings are going to score 4 points like they did against the Pelicans, but I do think that this is a game that moves a little bit slower than this line would suggest. Guys, before we jump into the next game, I do want to shout out the Black Friday sale we have on the Fade Me store. If you guys do rock with me and appreciate that, you know, we're grinding to make these videos on the road and everything like that, go head over to fademe.store. I got the Fade Me hat on right now. Fademe.store. We have up to 40% off t-shirts, and we have a really cool deal for our hoodies. If you buy a full price hoodie, you get a hat 50% off. So go check it out, fademe.store. Great way to support us and what we're doing here, and you get some killer merch at the same time. This is stuff that we legitimately test and sample. It's not just like I see the comments all the time, is this just YouTuber merch? No, like, I put a lot into this brand, and it's really good quality. So go check out fademe.store. All right, game number two that we're looking at, and this one I might get some heat for. And I should say, I should have said this before the last pick, right? But I don't love today's slate. Weird stuff going on, weird matchups, day after Thanksgiving. Like, there's a lot of factors. But I do like this spot for the Clippers. They're playing the Pelicans here, Clippers at home, and you're probably like, wow, you're betting on the Clippers? Yeah, it's a little weird. They haven't been good, and I'm not saying they have been good, but they have been good at home. They're 4-1 this season at home, and this is a Pelicans team that struggles on the road to some degree. 2-3 on the road as of late, right? But what I really like is the spot. Everyone and their grandmother's riding the Pelicans right now because they've been playing so well. But they had a 6-game home stretch, okay? 6 games in a row they played at home, and they played really well. They got into their groove. They're beating good teams, right? Sacramento, for example. But this is not a, I guess I could say, Pelicans team that looks super sustainable to kind of pull that out. I think they even beat Denver in that mix too, and Dallas, right? Like, this is a team that has been playing better than they are now. Better than they are. Focus on those words. I'm not saying this is a bad Pelicans team or anything like that. It's a team that has been exceeding expectations for the interim, right? They're due for a loss. And what better time to have that than coming after a holiday at the beginning of now a road stretch that you're going on for a few games, right? Playing against a team that plays a lot better at home. So if I had to say right now, you know, put it in a vacuum home situation, all that doesn't matter. Would I like the Pelicans or the Clippers better? I like the Pelicans better as a team. But this situation screams Clippers -5 over the Pelicans. So yeah, I hate doing it too. I don't like this Clippers team. I've talked about it in the videos before. I hate that part of the NBA where like superstars team up, as many do. But this just screams a spot for everyone to ride the Pelicans because they've been playing so well. But let's look at the context. 6 home games where they win 4 or 5 of those, right? Beating Denver, Dallas, Sacramento. Like, they played really good basketball. Now they had a break. They're at the beginning of a road trip now. This is their first stop. I think it's a good spot for them to get cleaned up. And again, that spread -5 isn't all that crazy when you're looking at the Clippers, who are playing really well at home. Top 10 field goal percentage team at home as well. Obviously, the defenses, I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass and say that the Pelicans defense is all that great, but it's not terrible, right? This is a Clippers defense that I think they're allowing just under 110 per game, so that'd be top 10 in the league, everything like that. So I don't want to sit here and say that I believe in this defense. They have played slow, which allows their numbers to kind of look like they're playing good defense, but nonetheless, I feel like I'm backing myself into this pick while saying bad things about the Clippers. But no, this is a spot for the Clippers to win. I'm very confident in that. Now we can talk about our 2 games that I like as the same game parlay situations here. First up is going to be Detroit and Indiana. I think that this is going to be a high-paced game. A lot of young guys in this spot. Yes, Detroit isn't very good, but the Pacers do up the tempo, and a lot of teams seem to keep up with them because they don't play good defense. So it's not like, oh, the Pacers play so fast and no one can keep up. No, they play squat for defense, right? So this is a spot where like I could go out there and put up some points. So I really like that spot for a same game parlay, a couple player prop overs as well. So keep an eye out, guys. I'll put it in the pin comment as well if we do throw out a same game parlay, and I'll post it on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. Second spot, and this one probably gets the boot, and we probably don't dissect it because we're looking at a potential blowout here, but it's Milwaukee taking on Washington. I think that this is a matchup that should be really good for a couple spots here. Like, Daniel Gafford could have a decent amount of points. This is a Milwaukee team that, as good as they are, I could see Daniel Gafford putting double-digit points up against them, and they really haven't been good defensively this season, right? Like, obviously that Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen leaving, like, that was a pretty big defensive hit to this Milwaukee team. So they're obviously more talented than Washington, but I think that, we can obviously pick and choose our spots because Washington has such a bad defense. Pick our spots with the Bucks, but I do think that there's some Washington spots that you could pick and see some overs here as well. So keep an eye on the pin comment. Those 2 games, we could be throwing out a same game parlay. We'll try and probably find one of those, if any, to do it. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Ran through it. I know these are different than normal. We're here for another 3 days, so we're going to get these videos out. They might be a little late, a little choppy, but I'd rather make a video than no video at all and just go ghost, right? So hopefully you guys do enjoy. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you made it till the end, comment 7.4 because you made it 7 minutes, 40 seconds into the video. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.